Hi everyone, Letty here from Party Planner Papery. Today I'm going to share with you another not too shabby November stamp and die set of the month project. Today I'm going to be making hot cocoa sleeves. Welcome everyone. I am on the design team for this term for Not Too Shabby Shop. Here is their logo. I will list their website link and a discount code down in the description box below. Today I am using the stamp and die set of the month for November from Not Too Shabby. It's called Winter Vibes. It has a super cute snowman, lots of background designs, as well as some sentiments. You get 5 different sentiments, and then you do have the option to get the coordinating dies. What I like about these dies is that they cut out parts of the fence, and then of course you have all of the word dies as well. I do not think that the dies are still available, but I do believe that the stamp set is available at the time of this video. So you definitely want to hop on over and check that out, Not Too Shabby Shop. We had a hop-in giveaway, which is still currently active right now. It's N2S Holiday Sparkle 2. This is the project that I made for my first video, for the hop-in giveaway video. I made some candy sleeves, and I will link that video down in the description box below in case you're interested, in case you had not checked it out. And in a previous video, a couple of months ago, I made some hot cocoa packets, and I used the envelopes, the number 10 envelopes, to make these. I brought these up for inspiration for a couple reasons. One, hot cocoa pack, but then also because of that little stamp set. This was one of the stamp sets that came in the box of the month a few months ago, and it's just such a cute collection. And this pumpkin marshmallow paper, which I used, is still available in the shop. The stamp set is not, but I'm going to be using this stamp set to make these fun hot cocoa sleeves. Here's some examples of the project that I'm going to do today. I think they turned out great. I think they're so fun. They're so easy to make. Wait till you see this. It's so easy. And I think the overall presentation is just super cute. We definitely have those images that we use as our main focal point. We have the extra little stamped sentiment with the hot cocoa. I did some doodle lines. I used my Pigma Micron 8 pen. I added in a little bit of bling. I added some twine, some cardstock. What I love about this is there's no seams. You see that? You can't really see where I glued because it's all hidden, which is my favorite part of this project. So I'm going to show you how to do this hot cocoa sleeve. So you can make a bunch and sell them, give them away, give them as gifts. These are going to be great stocking stuffers. You see here I did the doodle lines again. I did bring in a stitched scallop circle to make a little snowbank. I think I saw Helen, who's Crafty Mama Diary. She's also a design team sister here on Not Too Shabby. I saw her where she had added some little snowbanks. I thought that was genius. So you've got 2 different sizes of paper mats here, one with a 1/8 border, one with a 1/4 inch border. I'm going to show you how to cut your paper in just a minute, how to make it. Here's one where I use the 3-inch paper and you get a 1/4 of an inch border. And then you also have an option to have that 1/8 border too. So you can definitely get 2 of the little smaller mats from one sheet, which is my preference, but I do like the look of that one that's a little bit larger with the smaller border. So let's set all this aside, and I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of the supplies that I'm going to use today, and then we're going to get into the project. So of course you're going to need some hot cocoa pouches. I've got some of those. I did bring out some twine. I have 18 inches of twine for each of my hot cocoa sleeves, as well as a little stamp sentiment. I've got some additional stamp sentiments that I'm going to use to decorate. I've got all of my little images that I stamped and colored and die cut out. I have this optional stitch circle that I'm going to use as my little snowbank. We're going to make some little snow hills with that. I'm using the Plaids For Christmas paper pad, the 6x6 paper pad from Not Too Shabby. It is an exclusive. You also have this Christmas in the Forest. This is a great option, but I'm only going to be using the Plaids For Christmas today. I've already pulled out 2 sheets that I'm going to be using. I just think it's a really cute paper pad, and it is still available in the Not Too Shabby shop, which is why I wanted to show you that. So in case you're interested. So I pulled out the 2 sheets. The cool thing about this project is you only need 1 sheet of solid colored cardstock, and you can make 2 of these sleeves. So, and in theory, you can make 2 sleeves with 1 sheet of 6x6 paper. I did bring in some adhesive gems, and I wanted to show you my twine as well. You do not have to add any kind of gems, but you absolutely can. So you're going to take your 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. You're going to make 2 sleeves out of this. So on the 8.5 inch side, you are going to cut it at 3.5, and you're going to basically do this twice. So your final dimensions are 3.5 by 11 inches. So you see, you'll get a second one on that smaller edge. Go ahead and cut it again at 3.5. You'll have a little scrap strip. Make sure you save those for other projects. And then you'll have these that are 3.5 by 11 inch. That is your hot cocoa sleeve foundation paper. So next we're going to do some scoring. Now, I'm giving you 2 sets of dimensions here. If you have a large scoreboard, you're going to want to score on the 11 inch side at 1/2, 3/4, 5 3/4, and 10 3/4. But because my scoreboard doesn't go all the way, I'm going to show you how you can do it. You just flip it over and you're going to continue at 1/4 and 5 1/4. So if you have a small scoreboard like this, you're going to score it at 1/2, 3/4, flip it, and then do 1/4 and 5 1/4. I will list all of these dimensions down in the description box below. So again, you'll have 4 different score marks. Depending on which size scoreboard you use, you're either going to do the top line, which is for a large scoreboard, or you're going to do the bottom line, which is for a small scoreboard just like this one. So, and again, I'll list all of that down in the description box below, so that way you can just check out the description box, snap a picture, and you'll have some easy instructions on how to score your sleeves. So let's go ahead and get in. So we have our paper here. I'm going to go ahead and move some of my supplies up to the top of my screen. Now, one thing I want to show you is you can add your doodle lines, and I do recommend that if you're going to want to do doodle lines, that you do it ahead of time. The doodle lines work best with the smaller mats, which are 3 inches wide. You're going to want to get the section that's right off of that one little flap or the score line that was just 1/4 of an inch. So let's trim the paper, because I'm going to show you both paper size mats. That way you can decide which ones you prefer, which ones you like better. So the smaller mat is 3 inches by 4 1/2. You can take your 6-inch paper, cut it in half at 3 inches, and then cut them down to 4 1/2. Or you can do the directions that I have at the bottom line, and that way you have fewer scraps. Either way, it'll work, but you basically cut it down to 4 1/2. And you can see here, you can actually utilize the entire sheet of paper and make this a 1-sheet wonder without any scraps at all, if you do it just like the way that I just showed you with the little band at the end. So this is the size that will give you the wider border. Let me show you how to get the one with the smaller border. So you're going to go ahead and cut your sheet at 3 1/4 from the top. Okay, so you're going to have it upright. Then you'll turn it on its side and you're going to cut it at 4 3/4. And again, you could always use your scrap as a little band across. These patterns are too busy, but you could absolutely do that, mix and match. So we have 2 sleeves and we have 2 paper mats, one that has this 1/8 border and one that has the 1/4 inch border. And again, I'll list all the dimensions down in the description box below in case this went a little bit too fast for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add those doodle lines. I mentioned it's optional, but I do like the look of the doodle line, whether it's a dotted line or a full box around my mat for this smaller size mat that we got 2 from 1 6x6 paper. So I'm just going to quickly do that, and I do recommend doing it before you start gluing your sleeve together. So I'm showing you here, we're going to do that little snowbank in just a second. But before we do, fold and enforce all of your score marks. Just start from one end and then work your way all the way to the end of the other side of that cardstock. So you can start by any which score line you want and just work your way all the way to the last one, just like this. So these are a great assembly line project. So I'm going to use Barely Art wet glue today, which Jamie does now carry in her shop in case you're interested. We're going to go ahead and glue this sleeve. So the way that it works is you're going to glue, you see how you have a flap that has the 1/2 inch section and then a small little 1/4 kind of base. And then the other side of the flap only has a 1/4. We're going to go ahead and glue, add glue to the 1/2 inch side on the inside, just like this, right under that 1/4 inch score mark. And then we're gonna go ahead and glue it down right under the 1/4 inch score mark on the other side. And then you're gonna push down to seal. So you'll have that extra little 1/4 flap sticking up from the other side. No worries, we're gonna go ahead and glue it down here. So you see here, you have a little flap like extra. We're gonna go ahead and glue that and then glue it down. And this is the way that you can get your seams kind of hidden to where you really don't have any seams on the back. Or even technically on the bottom, because it completely aligns. So our sleeve foundation is complete. Let's glue this second one. So again, you're going to glue to the 1/2 inch section, fold it over to the bottom score line, and then go ahead and glue over that little extra 1/4 inch flap. If it sounds complicated, I promise you it's not. Once you do it, and you do it at least once or twice, it's so easy. And you're going to be making a bazillion of these just like I was wanting to do. So let's go ahead and decorate our paper mats. And so before I do, I'm basically going to lay out what I want on each of my mats. And you see here, I'm using the smaller images on my smaller mat and the bigger ones on the bigger mat. I'm actually going to go ahead and glue my stitch scallop circle to the bottom of my mat so I can make my snowbank. So you see here, I'm just basically aligning it to kind of see how far I'm going to go if I have a layer of that like fake snow on the entire bottom section of my mat. And then I'm basically going to add glue, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach my stitch scallop circle, and you can do a scallop circle, a stitch circle, or even just a punched out circle. As long as it meets the width of the bottom of this mat, you should be fine. And then you can go ahead and cut it. And you could even layer it and make different types of mat, like snowbanks going different directions. I just made it very easy. So that's what our snowbank will look like. You cut off the excess, and then you can go ahead and glue down the rest of the items. But let me go ahead and do one more. And that's the beauty of this big circle, is I was able to get 3 out of 1, which is amazing, out of 1 stitch circle. So I'm just adding my little snowbank and then using my scissors to trim off the remainder portion, just like this. Super cute, super easy, and I really didn't even have any fancy dies on this other than a stitch circle. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and glue down all of our embellishing items, which is my stamps, my stamped images that are colored and die cut using the coordinating dies that went with this stamp set. Our first mat is ready. Let's go ahead and glue this smaller mat right onto the sleeve. And because this is the smaller one, I am going to glue it right on the inside of those stitched borders that we made. You'll want to press it down just to adhere that glue very evenly. And that is our first sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down the rest of my elements. And you see here again, I used the larger snowman image because I had a larger mat. Now you can actually pop these up with foam dimensional tape. I did that in some of my original examples, and I think it looks gorgeous whenever you do so. You can also add embellishments. You can add gems to this project. I did not do it for the purpose of time on this part of the video, but I did do it on my examples that I did a close-up at the very beginning. So here are our 2 sleeves pretty much ready to go. You can see how quick this process comes together once you have kind of your foundation ready. I'm going to insert my Swiss Miss, my hot chocolate, right on the inside of my pouches. You see there, they don't slide out. Then we're going to tie the bow. So all I'm doing is just wrapping it around, and I'm going to just tie a bow right on the front right-hand corner of my sleeve, because that's where I left a little bit of kind of open area away from that sentiment. And then I'll have my little tag dangling with the extra little hot cocoa message. And you don't have to add an extra little tag. I just think it looks a little extra cute. And of course I had this stamp set in my stash because I had gotten that box of the month that month. And so I thought it would be perfect. You're going to trim off the excess ribbon or twine, and your hot cocoa sleeve is complete. And again, you can go back and embellish with some jemmies or sequins or confetti. That is totally optional though. There are so many cute holiday items right now in the Not Too Shabby shop. I highly recommend that you hop on over. You can also check out that hashtag N2S Holiday Sparkle 2 to get some more inspiration for this specific die set of the month, and as well for the box of the month, which is still available as well. So here are our finished or completed sleeves. This was, again, the Not Too Shabby Shop November stamp and die set of the month, which is called Winter Vibes. We have that hop-in giveaway that's still going on until the 13th. Make sure you check that out. There are still some items in stock. I'm going to list the website link and a discount code down the description box below in case you're interested in hopping on over, saving a little money, and getting some of these cute items. Thanks so much for visiting, everyone. Hope you subscribe, like this video, follow us on Instagram. Here are a couple videos I think you might enjoy, and happy crafting!